No, Jill?
No, it's silent.
Okay, well, it must be me that's going to have the privilege of introducing Sarah tonight. Well, let's see. I'm going to try to remember what I know Jill was going to say. Yeah. So Jill wanted to tell you that she's had the privilege of knowing Sarah+, our guest speaker, for several years, and that she has been very, very impressed with Sarah's ability to speak to groups and to inspire them. Jill shared with me the story of our black tie gala. We have a Chasing the Cure Kentucky Derby gala, and at that gala, Sarah was willing to speak to our attendees. It was an event that took place in May, and Jill came there with a whole group of fellow employees, and she said that the people at her table were so moved. One person in particular told her that they came to the evening with a set amount of money that they were planning, and lo and behold, here come all those people, all those missing people. So just has to be that way, doesn't it? So Jill, you're gonna have to stop me if you show up. So anyway, Jill said that one gentleman said to her, I came here with a certain amount of money that I was intent on donating tonight. And when I heard Sarah speak, I doubled that amount of money because what her talk was so moving. And Sarah has also, in addition to speaking at our gala, she has done lots of different speaking engagements for us. Most recently, she served as a United Way torchlighter, and that took her to some of the major corporations in St. Louis. She was the only kid ever to be a United Way torchlighter. And so at the end of that campaign, the different corporations gave a rating of her presentation to their organization. And one group in particular said Sarah had been the most inspirational speaker that they'd ever had in all their history of hosting speakers at the United Way, for the United Way. So, without further ado, I will give you Sarah+.
Can I go get my own hot chocolate?
Thank you, Kathy. As you know, I'm 11 years old. Well, you don't know I'm 11 years old, but you know who I am. And I'm 11 years old, and I go to Central Christian School, which is in St. Louis, and I'm in 6th grade. And I was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes on June 11th, 2008. So that would have been 3.5 years ago. Okay. I'm going to ask you a question. Who has been recently diagnosed in 6 months? I really can't see hands, but well.
Raise them high and maybe wave them.
Yeah. Just say yes. Just go around. Anybody.
Okay. So I will share with you feelings that I had right after I was diagnosed with diabetes. I was very terrified. I was scared, very, very scared. I was, thought I could not eat sweets anymore. I thought I was going to die. That was the biggest part. I thought I was going to die. And I was terrified of needles. And my family and I were like very helpless at times. We had no idea what to do. So our faith has been our only source of hope. So through the American Diabetes Association, we've seen love and support so much. And we've seen the hands and feet of Jesus at work so many, many times. So would anyone like to share about how their experiences when their kids or they were diagnosed? Shine the light around because I really can't.
Sorry, it's really bright.
Is there anyone? I'm not kidding, I can't see.
Right here?
Right there?
Here's one.
Okay. You can say it.
Okay, one thing I'd like to say about diabetes
You want to go upstairs?
kind of what she said it's utterly terrifying, but you can eat sweets, only not as much, and you have to be careful about how much.
Very good.
Thank you.
And it is terrifying. It's utterly terrifying.
Oh, yeah. Okay. And,
We didn't know that I was a diabetic. My parents thought I was just sick and something was wrong with me. So they took us to the doctor. So they took me to the doctor, and the doctor said that they had nothing to do for me. So we went back home, and about a week later, we finally went to the hospital, and they said I had diabetes.
were you very scared? Okay, Kelly.
I was diagnosed whenever I was 3, so I can't really remember that event. But I just know that whenever I was getting into diabetes, I was extremely high and I was terrified. Whenever I was always vomiting and all that other stuff.
Yeah. A lot of people today think it's their fault for becoming diabetic. And I can't believe, because I never felt that way when I was diagnosed, so I don't know how to express to them. But they think, because the kids usually think because they eat too much, and the parents think that because they didn't stop their kids from eating too much. And they think it's their fault, and they feel really bad about it. So my life after diagnosis with the diabetes, for me, has been a trek. And I would like to share a little tiny story from my 5th grade teacher last year. So it was a Kentucky Derby Gala, and my mom asked my 5th grade teacher to do a little video for the gala to put on. And so she said in that video, one of the things she said many things, but one of the most important things that's fresh in my mind is that she said, Sarah has diabetes, but diabetes does not have Sarah.
Amen.
And it's very true. I have also done many new sports since I was diagnosed with diabetes. I have done swimming, I have done softball, soccer, Irish dance, and volleyball. And those have been really hard, but they're so fun, and I love doing them. And since diabetes, I have been given so many opportunities since then from the diabetes that I could have never done without that. Like, I public speak and I can have sweets. So, if you take anything from tonight, and you should remember this, what I'm going to tell you. So remember, do not let diabetes change the way you live. And do not let diabetes do not let it change your goals in life. And usually there's steps in planning for those, but that is okay, because in the end, there's good results. My next thing I'll talk to you is about being the American Diabetes Youth Ambassador. Like, being involved with the ADA, I've been the youth ambassador for over a year and to the whole Midwest. And I'm allowed to share my diabetes story to fundraising events, TV interviews, magazines, local and national magazines, and retreats like now. I have also done United Way speeches. I am a United Way torchlighter, which is like a speaker. Through the American Diabetes Association experience, they asked me to be a torchlighter, so I talked, and I was the only youth talker there, speaker. And like I said, I am a United Way speaker. It already ended for this fall campaign, but I was. And I spoke to businesses and universities and hospitals to encourage them to give to the United Way, since the United Way funds American Diabetes Association, a huge part of that. They give like a lot of money to them, to this organization. Why I'm doing this is not about me. It is about awareness to other people, to awareness about diabetes, to tell them about it. About 1 in 3 children born after the year 2000 will develop type 1 or type 2 diabetes. And imagine families that suffer right now and will suffer in the future from this disease. And when I heard that, and I know I have that, when I heard that, my heart was broken because I wanted to help them. Since I am someone that suffers from it, I don't want other people to suffer from it too. So that's why I want to do I really did want to do fundraising and make a difference by speaking to people and things like that. And if you want to help, like maybe you're thinking, Sarah's the only one that can do that. She's a big speaker. Those people are the only ones that can do that. No, you can do the same thing. You can tell people, if you go to school, you can tell people at your school, your neighbors, just people you find, like if you go maybe to a store and something comes up about diabetes, you can tell them about it. It can be huge or it can be small, and it still makes a huge difference no matter what. So my goals in life with diabetes is to do local research in diabetes and in science. I also want to be a national youth advocate around the U.S. instead of and telling people all around the U.S. and not just telling about people in Missouri. More people than just Missouri. I can tell the whole country. And someday I do want to find a cure for diabetes, because even though I really want to be either a diabetic educator or a diabetic doctor or something involved with diabetes, or I can make a cure for diabetes and save me with diabetes and save people you guys that have diabetes. And I would like to thank my mom for being there always for me. She has been a great, helpful person.
Yeah. Way to go, Sarah.